Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance on the Mysterious CG. I had some separation anxiety with this game, of a sort. I've already started recording the game that I planned to have replace this, and I've kind of been uneasy about picking this game back up since my last recording session because the final boss battle is a beast. But I haven't been quitting myself that well with these boss battles, to tell you the truth. I've been kind of just stumble bumming through them with healing items. But I forgot, we have DL Story 1 Jetstream and DL Story 2 Blade Wolf to do. And I have beaten Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance on normal difficulty in just regular old non-Let's Play world. I've never beaten the two DLCs. I got a decent chunk of the way through the Blade Storm one. I didn't get anywhere at all in the Jetstream one. But let's see. Yeah, so I've got more of this left to do, assuming I jump straight into the DLCs. Or I could promise to do the DLCs later and then make you wait years, like I did with. I still have one DLC I haven't done on Fallout New Vegas. So that's a game where I really have separation anxiety because I started my Let's Play of Fallout New Vegas in 2012. So the idea that there's one last DLC to do before the Let's Play is complete is a thing. So this chapter, we have one more health thing to find, and there's nothing else that we need to find that I believe we care about. So I need to find a health item and then just keep replaying the area where it is over and over again. That is not a health item. Well, there's enemies of some kind over here. And it's my best my best chance of actually finding well, there's a cardboard box over here, which I don't really need, but they'll sometimes throw those down just as a way of, because I suppose you can run out of cardboard boxes. I don't know how you go about losing them. They don't seem like consumable, but the game does occasionally like throw them out there, and I think it's to remind you, hey, you know, you're supposed to be using this. We're pretending to have a stealth mode, even if our stealth mode is not that great. I have to eliminate all enemies? Oh. I guess I have to eliminate all enemies, but I am allowed to use stealth to do it. Okay, so I don't really know how I was supposed to do that too much better, but whatever. Oh, one thing I definitely need to learn before I get to the final boss is the Zanratsu controls, which is the one that does this. Yeah, that's what I needed. The right trigger is going to move the stick around, move the line around. I need to get good at that because the final boss is going to have some sequences where you can take a lot of damage if you don't dodge, if you don't destroy big projectiles. So the awesome music is playing, and got an A rank. I haven't gotten an S rank in anything in a long time, and that's okay. And then he holds out a fist, and you hit his fist, and it swings around behind his back and hits you on top of the head because he's
Why
Mo.
would they have their cyborg set to the same illegal exit code as Desperado?
Yeah.
There's evidence against them.
No, it's their alibi. They're
You're
making
my
it look
alibi,
like
kid.
Desperado hacked their soldiers on site because everyone knows Desperado has a contract with.
The Pakistani rebels.
Oh, I didn't know
But
that.
if we
Oh,
go
I
public
feel
with the
dumb now.
Desperado Marshall connection,
Won't matter. Not when they've got this nice big foreign threat all cooked up and ready to serve.
Fox
The
News will
media and the
spin it,
public
and
won't be able to resist. Remember WMDs in Iraq?
yeah.
you're right. It's another slam dunk.
Okay, yeah, you're very political
There
and
were not
topical
any
game.
humans on the base. Marshall only handled security.
Dead most likely. Or brain-jacked, if they needed them to keep up appearances.
Or they just could be zombies.
They'd never publicized what airport the president was flying into, not in this region. And almost no one would have access to an outside line for security reasons. It wouldn't be difficult to keep things hush-hush.
Yeah, it seems like one of those convenient things where it makes it easier rather than harder for them to do evil.
If I can destroy the antenna array, the U.S. military will know something's wrong.
Good idea. Be careful.
Sam's gone.
Be careful,
And I
Wolfman.
blew the winds of destruction away. I'll be fine.
And that's the thing, that makes sense to think that. There's got to be, from a gameplay perspective, a big boss fight coming up, but yeah, it seems like it actually should be pretty simple from here on out. Okay. The way this was set up, it seemed like there would be further that you could go out than that, but never mind. They just put blue screens up here. Well, I've got to find some repair nano paste or it's just going to get ugly. So this place is chock full of regular soldiers, but
There's no time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
place is full of soldiers, but regular soldiers are very rarely a big issue in this game. God damn it. Fine, I'll kill a bunch of you guys. Or I'll die because I'll hit the... Oh, that's how you lose a cardboard box. You get confused about... which button is defend, and you end up getting hit while you're in a cardboard box. Yeah, so I actually lost... in the video where I talked about how I don't know how you even lose cardboard boxes, I lost a cardboard box. Because I started using blocking mechanics from the game that I've been playing, getting ready for this series to be over. Okay, never mind. I guess you're not as ready as I thought you were. So you're not going to give me ghetto. I don't even get to go bullseye! So they just kind of... Oh, it's you. I'll kill you. Well, how do I hit the fucking thing then? I really need to, like, just destroy this guy. He's annoying me to no end. Thank you. So this was like a F- as far as using stealth. I even lost a cardboard box, which is an incredible failure in this game. But I can get a... I see that looked like it was going to be a neat little secret zone I could enter. And this kind of looks like something you could carve through to get items or something. But no, it's just purely decorative. Alright, well, if you come up this way, you got to get rid of these damn cameras. Okay. Oh, I got something here that I can get. Maybe this would be in repair nano paste. No, it's a jam grenade. It must have been left here by Jimmy Jam Garvin. I kind of don't need that. And to tell you the truth, if I can't find someplace to restock my my healing supplies, I have to think about replaying an earlier chapter just to max out my healing supplies. Okay. God damn it. Well, you jerks. I didn't even get a chance to, like, stealth kill any of you. Again, I'm like doing a blocking mechanic from another game. And that really sucked because I had a guy dazed and could do, like, my graphical fancy kill if I'd only pressed the button a little faster. Alright, let's cut some legs off at least. I mean, that's the least that you can do in this situation, is cut off everybody's legs. Bullseye slash ghetto. But no, no items. There's a homing missile over there. That looks to be outside somewhere. Aha. It's a freaking hollow chip? Give me a break. Well, you've done it, game. You turned me into Raphael. Give me a break. You gave me a dude. You did not turn me into a party dude. Well, my morale will improve once I find some boxes worth having. So let me head over here towards where the most boxes seem to be. Figure out what enemies are guarding them after I've opened a few and determined their value. Oh, here's a camera. Good thing they don't actually, you know, have anyone monitoring what those cameras are putting out to notice when they've suddenly cut off. Oh, thank goodness. All right. Endurance +1. Oh, this might be... I might be at like their last regular screen because it's really, really shortly before you get into the end game sequences. I think that you get the last one of these. So I kind of don't want to risk leaving the hangar in case that triggers a point of no return. Might not be the point of no return, but just to be on the safe side, let's go to the customize screen and back out. And I might just have a whole video of me grinding for nanopaste. Ah, there's me and my close personal friend, Wolfie D. So we don't have any alternate main weapons because all of those are things you unlock by beating the game. Or getting collectibles that you can only really collect all of them by beating the game. And, for that reason, the fact that we've got unique weapon life, fuel cells, and skills complete, basically means we're complete. So we don't have the whole thing to redo, but we do have a lot of that. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do some codec chit-chat to round out the video, and then off-screen I will replay that bit until I've got full nanopaste, because I'm going to need it. Let's talk with Sunny. Find out how she feels about the... Find out how Sunny feels about Cher. Find out how Sunny feels about Skip. Possibly Zip.
Hey, so how's Otacon? About time he starts thinking about marriage, isn't it?
Well, I'm not
I
old
don't know
enough
if he is
yet.
or not, but either way, no dice yet. He likes to go on about how nobody would ever be happy with him long term. But it doesn't
likes
seem
to
like
talk to
he
me
has too much
about
trouble
that, which is
keeping busy
weird.
on Saturday night,
Oh, wow, hey.
if you know what I mean.
He gets all
Yeah,
sorts of
well,
tail.
believe
It's
it or not,
disgusting.
he was a huge geek back when he was younger.
Maybe.
Now he's
but
laying
even
more
so,
pipe
he's
than the
still a nice
Mario
guy.
Brothers.
I doubt he was ever that lonely.
Yeah, I suppose. But he really changed once
You
he
know,
got
if you're
into his
lonely,
30s.
folks, it's because
Got a
you're
lot more
nice.
attractive.
You're not a nice guy.
Yeah, but he still has this really bad habit of keeping the ladies at arm's length. It winds up making him look really awkward sometimes. I really wish he'd just pick someone and settle down already.
I mean, for fuck's sake!
Easier said than done.
I need a
guess.
mom, because I guess
So what
he's my
about you,
dad.
Sonny?
I don't know.
Me?
Well, I don't have a girlfriend either.
I've got science. That's all the love I need.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you've got your own problems in that
Wah,
department.
wah, wah. Okay, this is incredibly awkward, Raiden. Can we move
Hey,
on?
Raiden, you gonna keep that pup after this mission?
Hey, Raiden, why don't we talk about your love life?
Oh,
You've
you mean Wolf?
Yeah. He's kind of a cutie.
You think so? I don't think he's really the cuddling type, Sonny.
Although he's certainly
Plus,
not
he's
much
not
of a
exactly
fighter.
mine.
After I
Just
defeated
keeps
him, he
following
kind of
me
lost all
around.
of his ability to
Oh,
do
yeah?
combat.
Can I have him?
Oh, I don't mind. But I don't know about him. He's kind of his own...
It's not really my place to give
I
him
checked
to
with
you
him
as an
first.
object since
It's
he's
his fault,
sentient.
not mine.
Oh. Oh, well.
He'd probably say yes, though. I mean, he seems to like you a hell of a lot more than me.
Maybe he'd keep you as a
Really?
pet,
Oh,
Peabody and
I sure
Sherman
hope so.
style.
Thanks a lot, Raiden.
Wouldn't even shake for me.
What an asshole.
Raiden, I heard Armstrong's using the name Operation Tecumseh for the assassination attempt.
Armstrong's Avenger?
It makes sense.
What do you mean?
Tecumseh was a Native American tribal leader, a symbol of resistance
An
against
indigenous
the new settlers.
person tribal leader,
Guess
you
know
racist?
your U.S. history better than me.
This is basic stuff, Raiden. As legend has
Dumb
it,
shit.
Tecumseh put a curse on the U.S. presidency.
Mm-hmm.
Every 20 years, whoever is elected president was doomed to die before he served out his
I
term.
don't know if they made this
and
up or
it played
not.
out that way, too. From 1840 to 1960, that's exactly what happened.
Ah, a fitting code.
But then Reagan broke it, I guess,
Yep.
because he's so
It
great,
hasn't
awesome.
worked since 1980, though.
Ran its course, huh? Didn't last as long as the bald Harry rule in Russia, at least. Besides, Hamilton wasn't elected in the right year for it to take effect, right? Wouldn't Armstrong be the one elected in 2020 if this works?
Well, I'm sure the name is meant to be a bit tongue-in-cheek. Not like how the U.S. Army names their ops.
Those guys have no tongues or
Still,
cheeks.
pretty bad karma.
Just be careful, Raiden.
Raiden, what do you think of the music of Warren Zevon? You mentioned
Hey,
bad
Raiden,
karma.
there's something I've been meaning to mention.
Hey, Sonny,
What's up?
stop talking to me. It's just like she's calling
they're
us.
telling me someone broke our front gate at the plant.
It's probably that guy who likes
That's an
the
electronic lock, you know.
softcore manga
Yeah,
porns.
I thought it was open.
It wasn't. But you're strong enough to pry it open if you wanted to.
So's that manga
Well,
porn guy.
I didn't think I put that much force into it. You ask me, I think you need a sturdier gate.
It's your fault.
That's what I told security. Anyway, we'll send you an invoice for the reinforcement work.
What?
Not to mention the repair costs.
No, come on, Sonny, it was an accident. Man, Rose is gonna kill me.
And she's also got cybernetic body parts. By the way, that's the first time Rose is mentioned by name in this entire game, and it's deep in the optional dialogue with Sonny.
How was the ride?
Hey, Sonny. Fine, thanks. Though I wouldn't call it the smoothest ride ever.
Not smooth
You
like
sure
a
that thing's
wolf's
really
tooth.
airworthy?
Well, what do you expect? You're traveling at a few dozen times the speed of sound. I mean, she operates well within all the projected margins of safety, so yes.
Get the fuck over
We'll
it.
have to work on the turbulence levels a bit before we can take tourists on it. But come on, you really can't complain.
So it's meant mainly
It did
for
get him to
cargo at the
Pakistan in like 30 minutes
We got
or
a
something
contract
so
with
that he could deliver a
COTS,
pizza without
NASA's
having to get
Commercial Orbital
penalized.
Transportation Services. Mostly handling space deliveries, that kind of thing.
We deliver
We'd
space.
also join the C3PO, the Commercial
Yeah, we
Crew
definitely
and
heard this
Cargo
one,
Program.
So soon we'll have...
Well, still, less the cost.
Yeah, but we're still not going any further.
Well, I'm just hoping we can get to...
Jupiter, huh?
Oh, hey, how did Earth look from up...
I know I was no bore, hopefully.
Yeah.
But first thing...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we definitely heard some of that
How's
before.
it look inside the base?
Firmly in cyborg hands.
Cyborgs
All
have the most
soldiers
firm
are
and wonderful
either dead
hands.
or have been brain jacked,
What are they doing in there?
patrolling for intruders. In other words, you.
I think they explained brain jacking at some point, but
Probably weren't expecting me to be here.
Let us hope so. I doubt they wish to create a large commotion at this point in time.
I second
Should
that
any
emotion,
scene
Wolf.
arrive from the air or the ATC tower goes offline, Air Force One will most
You know, your
likely
mouth
opt
doesn't
to
really
land
move in sync with
elsewhere.
your words.
Well then,
Robot
say we make a
wolf with a
large commotion?
chainsaw for a tail.
I'll fight my way to the tower.
Roger. Continuing with reconnaissance.
Continuing to not really be useful. Like he's like you fight him as a boss, and he's this kind of like dangerous, high-tech super opponent, and then he sucks.
What did you and Sam talk about before we fought?
Nothing of
Girls.
note. He was not one to reveal himself to others.
All right.
He doesn't like to
You don't
expose
have to
himself
tell
like
me.
you.
Raiden, I do not feel good about this. Do not allow yourself to be caught off guard.
Duly noted. Hey, Wolf.
What did we
What
talk
did you and
about
Sam
with me?
talk about before?
Okay, that's all we got.
All right.
Raiden, do not allow...
Duly
In Pakistan already, and so quickly.
Let me tell you about robots in Pakistan for 8 hours.
When it's for peaceful
No, I'm not
purposes,
taking like a tournament at all.
Well, yes, of course. Of course. I must say, though, the engineer behind that RLV craft looked rather young to me.
She's like
Yeah.
8.
a gifted kid, you might say.
I would love a chance to meet her sometime.
It would be
Why?
creepy as hell.
What would you say to her?
Oh, I don't know. It's always just such a
Yeah, they're
stimulating
making him
experience.
sound pervy. I don't think he
Speaking of
actually
science,
means it from a
fields other
pervy.
than mine, that is. It often leads to
Wait,
all
but-
sorts of new insights, new ideas to work with.
And his like little
And speaking of
Texas
that, I have yet to
string
meet Dr.
tie
Emmerich,
thing is
too.
driving me nuts.
I doubt you two would get along, actually.
Oh, you think so?
Anyway,
Why?
how are the brains doing?
Doctor's
just
trying to help
fine.
these like
Safe
weird
and
brain
sound
kids.
In Mexico. Now I just have to get them loaded and en route to
The
Germany.
implication is
Of
that
course,
Doctor
the
used to be
ring
evil and
channel will come
amoral, but
after
like
that, I
basically
suppose.
every conversation we've had with him,
We'll get there when we
he
get
just
there.
seems like he doesn't think
Indeed.
about it till after someone
Indeed.
points it out to him, the morality
Do
of
be
these things.
careful in the meantime.
I guess that's enough to go for science to go in bad directions. But yeah, Doctor seems like a pretty. There's this implication that he used to be a bad guy and now he's better. But I'm thinking ahead to the ending. There's like one line in the ending that kind of implies that he's turned over a new leaf and is this really good guy. But like I don't remember him having not been an okay guy. He's just got a German accent, guys.
In Pakistan already.
Woohoo!
I'm.
Yeah. Why?
It's often speak. Oh,
Anyway, how are...
just now, of course.
Yeah.
Well, you
Indeed.
mentioned Dr. Emmerich, and I talked over it last time and skipped past it this time.
Right. Our enemy has multiple options for striking the president in Pakistan.
They could punch him, they could kick him, they
Base
could
after landing, while in transit within the country, during the meeting.
stick him in a stew.
But if Sundowner's right, they're gonna strike within 3 hours after you killed him.
Which means they're
The
either gonna
president?
attack
After
Air
I kill the
Force
president,
One,
they're gonna strike?
or
What?
they'll wait until he lands.
After I killed
I
someone.
kinda doubt there are any Pakistanis on board Air Force One, though. It's not like in the movies. They never let foreign press on the flight. They could try to shoot it down from afar, I guess.
This game is
But
far more
anything the
realistic than the
Pakistan Air
movies.
Force could
What with
deploy
our
would show up on US
cyborg
radar
wolf that has a chainsaw for a
Which means
tail?
their best bet at kickstarting another war on terror would be post-landing.
They're probably set up for the assassination over at the base. You better get moving.
all your base are belong to them, Raiden.
So the president's visit to Pakistan, it's meant to build government ties, right?
Right. You probably know this.
So,
but
Doctor,
there's a region on their northwest border
has a
called
string
FADA.
car.
Stands for Federally
He has,
Administered Tribal
goggles.
Areas. The central government is, well, let's just say they're not entirely in control of that part of the country.
Air quotes.
It served as the base for all kinds of armed groups over the years.
Uh-huh. The
Including
US
those
started staging
kids from
cross-border raids there at the turn of the
Red
century,
Dawn.
chasing after combatants that
Can't
fled out of
remember what they were
Afghanistan.
called, but
The Pakistan army has tried to work with the U.S. to confront them from both sides. But that only escalated anti-American sentiment within the FADA. You can only get away with so many botched civilian strikes, after all.
I thought that post-SOP, the U.S., pretty much pulled out of
no, even in the
Afghanistan.
real world that hasn't
After
happened.
all that
You guys didn't get
anti-war
this
country
part
stuff
right.
broke out.
They did. That put an end to the FADA strikes, but definitely not the anti-American groups. Now they're
Lance
fingers
Storm,
pointed towards
Christian,
the
and
pro-US
Test are
central
still in
government
operation, even though
Wouldn't
Test
this
is
visit just
dead.
enrage the FADA groups even more,
Zombie
though?
Test is
I know President Salam's pretty
fighting
much on
against the American
Yeah,
disease
but
of being
Salam doesn't
ignorant.
care.
Shut
He's
up.
got no interest in dealing with them. He wants to get the FADA back under control, and I guess he wants America's help doing it.
But
And how
whatever,
do
I
his
don't really
people
know.
feel about that?
It's pretty much 50-50. A lot of people hate the U.S., for sure. But a lot of others have been directly affected by the anti-government suicide bombings, too. There's definitely some deep-seated support for helping the U.S., but only if it means ending the violence once and for all.
Sounds like we could see civil war here any moment.
That could be the
What about
subject
their
of the
intelligence
sequel that's
bureau,
definitely
the
going to
ISI?
happen.
How do they feel about all this?
They haven't commented publicly.
Well, they're an
People are
intelligence
always
bureau.
saying how much bad blood there is between the ISI and the civilian government.
Oh, yeah. There are stories all the time about their involvement with insurgents or terror groups. Depending on how the ISI acts, things over there could change pretty damn quickly.
No wonder Armstrong chose this place. It's like one big powder keg.
So some of the details are of their predictions for the future mixed in with Metal Gear. What would happen if SOP was a real thing and collapsed? And they got the U.S. getting out of Afghanistan thing utterly and entirely wrong. But the idea that Pakistan would be unstable, it's kind of an easy one to guess.
Hey, Raiden?
Your fly's open.
Sam, he looked almost happy.
It's kind of perfect.
Yeah, crazy bastard. He put everything he had into that fight. Wanted to kill me so bad.
But he just couldn't
Once he saw how the
handle
fight
how many
turned out,
nanopace I
it was
had.
like the thought made him smile.
Of course, I guess if he didn't mess with you in Denver, you wouldn't have... Well, you know.
Monsoon would have killed me. I would have never lived to fight Sam.
What?
So why'd he do it? Did he think he'd break you for good?
Who knows? Maybe waking me up was his plan.
Oh, he's
all along.
implying that this
Yeah, I don't
weird
know.
getting
There
into
was
your head and
definitely
making you
something
freak
going on.
out thing was for your
He
benefit.
had plans for you.
Because Monsoon
Sam
would
will
have
never
killed
know.
us. Somehow,
He's gone.
us talking
But
in a
I'm
goofy
not.
voice is what
And
allowed
there's
us to win
still
that
work
fight.
to do.
Monsoon, it doesn't really have... His backstory is he was in Cambodia. This is the character that would have taken out Raiden, who's been a mainstay of the series, if it weren't for...
What do you think President Hamilton's trying to accomplish with this visit?
Well, he wants
had to
another
realize
musical.
It'll rile up Pakistan's anti-government groups.
Hard to say. He could be trying to rebuild America's image with the Pakistani people. You know, pledging financial support and all that.
But is President Salam looking for military support? I kind of doubt most Americans would be willing to fund more of that kind of effort. There's a lot
No,
of
Americans
strong
are pretty much
sentiment
willing to go to
against the
war anywhere.
economy, especially now that the Patriot censorship is dead and gone. Besides, the recession's got a lot of people looking to cut the military's budget.
And that is also
True,
not a thing that has
But nobody
actually
wants to
happened.
be soft on terror. I mean, one incident's all it takes to make the pendulum swing the other way.
One incident, just like what Armstrong's got in mind.
He and his
Another
Avenger.
possibility is that Hamilton's visiting just to test the waters. You know, see how the American and Pakistani people respond. Hamilton is a pragmatic guy, to put it nicely. To put it not so nicely, he'd strip naked and dance on his desk in the Oval Office if he thought it would boost his poll up.
And then somebody would then he'd tell us that he's got no problems down there. Everything is A-okay. Lots of women have told me.
Armstrong used to play football?
Apparently. Quarterback for the University of Texas, so he must have been pretty good, too.
Guy was a
So the
quarterback?
star quarterback turns big-time politician, huh? Guess he'd have no problem dodging shoes from angry protesters.
Well, it shows he's always been a leader, one way or another.
He's obviously
Yeah.
not some dumb jock, or this would be a lot easier.
Jocks are stupid. No, I hate
Too
them.
bad he didn't go pro, right? We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
We'd be fighting some guy
They
who played
would shoot him up
racquetball.
and spit him out. He looks strong for a politician, but nothing too serious. Definitely no wind of destruction.
Well, sure. He's not exactly a seasoned fighter either. Didn't see any action with the Navy, and you know he can't be a cyborg. A public figure couldn't hide that for long, not with current tech.
Yeah, he may be an asshole, but he shouldn't be much of a threat.
Well, he wouldn't be in Pakistan, in any case. I'm sure it's all being run by underlings and cronies. No trail to lead back to him.
Sure,
Too
so
bad.
why are we talking
I
about him?
was looking forward to killing him with my own 2 hands.
We'll have to wait for the
You can't go
DLC.
around killing civilians just for being evil, Raiden. We're not even at war here. Just stop the assassination attempt, Raiden. One thing I've been thinking, Sam and the rest of the Winds were all in the U.S. Maybe they didn't expect any major resistance over there. Or maybe they left security up to someone else.
Ooh, and
Maybe so.
maybe there'll be like
If
4
it's a
beautiful
cyborg,
women with
I hope
various
his insurance
tragic
is paid off.
pasts that I'll have to fight all in this one chapter. So, getting ahead of it slightly, we eventually... I just don't want to forget to mention it later. So we just found out that a lot of the optional dialogue in this, like, wrecks the story. Like, when they're really circumspect in your dialogue with Boris about the fact that Sonny is going to be appearing to help you. But when you talk to Courtney, they just flat out say, oh, it's going to be Sonny. And then you meet Sonny, and it's treated like a surprise, but you can easily spoil it talking to Courtney. Don't think about it too hard, but we're going to have a sequence where we find out that Armstrong played for the University of Texas. And Raiden is going to treat this information like surprising new information to him. But we just had a dialogue with Kevin where Kevin told us. So it's like they didn't write the supplemental dialogue in a way where they were careful about it not revealing stuff that you shouldn't know yet or that contradicts what's in the main dialogue. It's not bad dialogue in and of itself, but come on, guys. It's happened like more than once now.
You know all the rules of football, Kev?
Huh?
Is that the one where you
enough to watch
kick
it at
the
least.
ball?
Why?
Just curious. I can never keep track of everything going on. All those rules.
Football's not that
It's not
complicated.
that complicated,
Yeah.
Raiden. You never watched it? Actually, you ever watched any sport?
What kind of
What can I
pussy
say?
are you, Raiden?
I'm a man of culture, Kev. Give me a good movie over some dumb game
A
and
movie about robot ninjas.
Oh, the sensitive, artsy cyborg type, right?
right. Anyway, basketball's more my speed. Get the ball, put it in the net, 2 points.
Oh, yeah, because that's all there is to basketball. I swear, you crack me up sometimes, man.
It's like you don't even know about 3-pointers.
So the president's visit to Pakistan. It's meant to
Right.
Okay, yeah, they are completely out of stuff to talk about,
Yeah,
clearly,
you want
so...
how to- There's
sound. What about
they have a
Bleep, blop, bleep, bleep.
no one?
Alright. Well, I'll tell you what, we gotta do some chit-chat with Boris and with Courtney, but I guess now that we're at the 30-plus minute point, I will get my hands on some more nanopaste, and then we'll do that dialogue. So we will start with that dialogue before continuing the story next time. See you then.